what just happened there. I didn't touch anything.
Oh.
It just started over. Anyways, hi everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Post Credits on the Post Credits channel. I'm Adelia. That's Brandy. We're here to talk about the last 2 episodes of season 2 of Happy's Place. Thank God we already know we're getting a season 3.
Yes.
Because the only part of this that I really truly felt like was the season finale was the very end.
Yeah.
Of the last of episode 18, where Bobbie was like ready to tell Emmett she wanted to start dating again, and Emmett swore off dating. But we'll get to that. Brandy, how you doing today?
I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm in a different area. I'm on the computer today. I'm on Justin's computer, not my phone, so it looks a little different. That's why.
Yeah. Let's start with episode 17, which was
not my favorite.
An episode. I don't like a lot of episode 17. It doesn't feel like this show. In fact, I would say the last several episodes have not really felt like this show.
Yeah, I don't know what was
It's
going
less
on
of an ensemble, and I think they tried to make this one back to the ensemble.
Yeah.
Where, like, everybody was involved, but they didn't feel like themselves.
No, it did. Yeah, they weren't themselves. It was, I mean, the only one that was probably more themselves still was Dakota.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with that, but
I agree with that. I think Dakota is the steadiest, I think, through everybody in these last several episodes. But even when Dakota was like, it's Isabella's fault. No.
That wasn't Dakota, like.
Well, Dakota did blame Isabella for parts of why everybody thought he was a spy.
Yeah. But it just, I don't know, that it just didn't feel right.
It didn't feel
right. So they were doing a happy check, which is like basically a performance of their work, and they started off with Steve, right?
Started off with Steve was the first one to come in, yeah.
And
but we started with the happy checks because Gabby was at the bar telling people who ordered a Moscow Mule about her mole.
Yeah,
and called it a Moscow mole. Then Steve was she asked Steve about the menus, and Steve gave a whole story before finally getting to the point that the company had closed, but there will be new menus soon.
Yeah.
And then we had
Emmett
not wanting to cook a steak to medium well, which I'm sure you did not like.
No.
Because you like your steaks more well done.
And then calling them an idiot, and I was like, it seemed
It doesn't seem like them.
No, it seemed off. And I was like, I mean, you're a chef, yeah, you have but you would cook the people's food the way they want to, because you wouldn't want them to complain and have, give a bad review or something somewhere, so.
Yeah.
And then calling them idiots where you can hear them. Like.
Yeah, that was another thing about this episode.
And I was like, that would make Happy's Place have like a very bad downgrading, so.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't do that, like.
No chef in a restaurant or even cook in a restaurant would do that and keep their job.
No. It just seemed a lot off. So
yeah.
But Isabella did seem a little like herself, because she wanted to give people compliments. So she was like, well, Bobbie's just going to give the negative, but we should also give them a positive, like.
Yeah, she tried something called a compliment sandwich on them.
Yeah. Whereas
you start with a compliment, then you give the criticism, then you end with a compliment. And she did that on Gabby, but first we had Steve in there.
Mm-hmm.
He brought flowers. Bobbie was very blunt with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it when you talk for, 5 minutes before you get to the answer of the question that I've just asked you.
Yeah, that was a little mean.
It was mean. And I understand why they were trying to contrast what Bobbie has always done with what Isabella could bring to the table.
Yeah.
But then the rest of this episode just turned into everybody getting mad at Isabella and shitting on her.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
I wasn't a fan of that either. She was giving it, but then she did the compliment. Well, Emmett came in next, and he had the same flowers that Stephen.
That was funny.
That was funny. I did laugh at that. But he's Emmett, and then like, well, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, basically. Like,
Yeah.
and then they had Gabby come in, so Isabella tried to give a compliment to her first. First she came in, she was like, you give me your worst, I FaceTimed my mom with no makeup on, so I'm ready for you.
Yeah.
That was funny. So I thought that line was funny. But then Isabella was like, everybody loves you, you're a really good bartender. And she was like really touched. She's like, oh. And then she tells her, but you tell him too much information. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
she gives her another compliment. And then she was like, I wasn't prepared for this. Wasn't, like she got really mad at her, like,
Yeah.
teasing me. And I'm like, but she's just trying to, like, boost you because, there's one thing, you can change a little. She got mad at them. And I was like, that's. And then they called Dakota a spy. Well, you didn't have any performance things. You're Mr. Perfect. You're a spy for them. And he's like, I'm not a spy. And then
Yeah.
the thing, he's like, can you give me something? Because everybody thinks I'm a spy. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't have nothing for Dakota, but then afterwards they did.
Yeah.
But,
I looked up who wrote this episode. This episode was written by Shelley Dennis,
mhm,
who is the executive story editor for the
mhm,
writers' room on this show.
mhm,
Also wrote episode 9 of this season called "Silence Was Golden," which is when Bobbie was planning the anniversary dinner and Emmett told her the truth about what Happy had told him about Isabella, and Bobbie breaks up with him. And then also, let me get back to it. Um, Eugene Garcia Cross was the other writer on this episode. He has written 3 episodes. The first was Whiskey Business last year, which is when they find the bottle of whiskey and they're about to sell it until they realize it was the celebratory bottle because Isabella was born.
mhm,
The second episode was this season, An Accountant Prepares, which is when Steve tries his hand at acting.
mhm,
And Isabella is trying to get Emmett to replace a appetizer on the menu.
mhm.
And then this episode.
But I like that one with the Steve acting and
Yeah. And, like, for as much as I do not like that Bobbie broke up with Emmett, that
yeah.
episode that Shelley had written, Silence Was Golden, is not a bad episode.
Mhm.
So I just don't know what happened here.
No, I didn't like. I don't know. They were very mean to Isabella, and I didn't like
They
that.
were very mean to Isabella,
All of
and
them.
all of them. And then they made her cry, basically,
Yeah.
at
Mhm.
this, like, round table discussion that they're having where Isabella has decided that we criticized all of you, so now you get to criticize us. And
They just went after her.
they just, like,
Didn't say
went
nothing to
after
Bobbie.
her. Yeah, they said nothing to Bobbie. Everybody just went after Isabella. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I mean, Bobbie is the one that said the stuff to Steve
Mhm.
and to Emmett.
Mhm.
Why are they going after Isabella?
Mhm.
So they just did not feel like them. Did
No,
not feel like them at all.
It didn't. The characters did not feel the
Bobbie
same.
and Isabella felt like Bobbie and Isabella, and the rest of them,
Just
Dakota aside, Dakota I think felt mostly like Dakota,
yeah,
but the rest of them, no.
the other 3.
The other 3 just
No.
no. And, like, the thing that I've been missing from this show lately is that they've kept the 2 storylines very separate
Uh-huh.
through the show. There was no, like, A plot, B plot in this episode.
No.
It was one plot involving everybody, which could have been good,
Mhm.
except they didn't execute it very well.
No. I didn't know. I didn't like how this was at all.
Yeah, I
Like
watched
I
these.
was watching it last night, and Delia hadn't seen it yet, and I was just like, I didn't like the first episode. I didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Happy's Place.
I love
It's my
this show.
favorite.
I love seeing the characters. I don't like it when a group of friends. Now, granted, this is a workplace comedy, so you will have things, tension in a workplace, and, like, Bobbie and Isabella are the bosses, and everybody else is their employees, technically.
Mhm.
But after we just went through last episode where Steve wanted to replace himself with AI, and they're like, no,
Mhm.
it could do a lot of things for us, but you're part of this family.
Mhm.
To then go to this episode where it's just like, oh, you criticized me about one thing? I'm going to spend the rest of the episode shitting all over Isabella for it.
Yeah.
Like, what? What on earth was that?
Yeah. I was not happy with that at all.
No, I thought the writing for like the last, I mean, even going back
It's
to
going back and forth and stuff.
since Cheri Oteri came back with Borrow in Trouble, I really liked that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where she wanted to be their friends and the guys are at the fishing shack.
Mm-hmm.
These last 4 episodes of the season, where Bobbie forces Gabby and Val to live in Happy's house if they're she's gonna sell the house to Val. The AI know didn't feel as much like the characters as it normally does. This episode, I don't like much of anything about. And then the one we're going to talk about in a minute, couples counseling, was better. But this doesn't feel like the end of a season to me. Like, Everyone's a Critic felt like filler episode from the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the last of that. So we're going on to the next episode.
Yeah, we can go on to the next episode now. We're just going to continue to hate on this episode if we keep talking about it.
I know. I told you I liked it better. I was like, I like the second one better than the first one.
Yeah, the second one's definitely better.
By
the way, before we get into it, we did mention I didn't watch these episodes last night. I had a minor medical procedure yesterday morning and was very loopy, which is why there was no review last night. So that's why we're here now. This episode, Couples Counseling, had a fun guest star in Eric Stonestreet.
A few fun guest stars. Cheri Oteri and Eric Stonestreet.
Yeah, but Cheri Oteri, I'd say, is in the last few episodes, still guest star, but more of a regular guest star.
Yeah.
Eric Stonestreet, I don't think we'll ever see again in this role on this show.
You never know.
You never know, but I think that if Bobbie and Isabella had responded better to the couples counseling they went to, because apparently you do that when you're sisters now. I would think we'd see
not going to
more.
couples counseling with my sisters.
Not going to couples counseling with my sister.
No. I guess, is it a small town? I was the only one he had.
It's Knoxville.
I know it's Knoxville.
I wouldn't think so.
No, there's probably more. But they needed somewhere to put in Eric Stonestreet for something.
Yeah. Eric Stonestreet played the role of, what was his name again? Russell Peabody III or something like that.
And Bobbie was like, it sounded like an uppity name.
Yeah, the third. She's like making fun of his name right in front of him.
Yeah, but she didn't know that was him.
It's him.
No, because he doesn't look like, I guess.
He doesn't look like he'd be a third. He doesn't look like he'd be a psychiatrist, a therapist. He's not necessarily a psychiatrist. That's the doctor that prescribes the medicine. Mm-hmm. He's probably a psychologist or just a licensed clinical therapist. But since he says Dr. Russell Peabody, I'd say he's a psychologist. I know too much about this stuff.
So
we have him there, and they go to this after. Is it Dakota suggests couples counseling or a therapist or something?
Something. It was Isabella was frantic because she's afraid people were leaving because
first off, Happy's place is packed full of people trying to get in the speakeasy.
So she can't when more people leave, she could put more people up, but people are leaving. She's trying to get people to stay, and so Bobbie and Gabby basically come up with a way to try to get the people to stay by making mocktails, which is basically what the speakeasy does.
Yeah, basically what they're saying is none of these people are buying alcohol because they all want to go up to the speakeasy and have the mocktails, so they decide to start serving mocktails downstairs while they're waiting. Which is stuff
that they just made up.
Yes.
Water with lemon, and they put sugar in it. And they called it fizzy fresca, something like that.
Something like that. She said, you remember the lemon seltzer water? It's agua fresca now.
Yeah.
They came up with names for just the mixers and mix it with seltzer water, and it's a whatever mocktail.
But she's trying to so she's trying to do a good thing by trying to keep the people there so that they don't leave. And Isabella's getting worried because everybody's leaving and they're going to talk bad about it. But obviously it's doing good if it's packed.
Exactly.
So, but then she calls up a party of 4 and they don't come. She's like, oh, more people left. And she goes, oh, no, the party's over there. They're drinking
mocktails.
Mocktails. So she's like, what? And so she gets upset that they're doing that basically trying to take away from her business, but that's not what they were doing. They were trying to keep the people so that she wouldn't lose out on customers. So they were just trying to help her, and she got mad about that. And I think that's what started it. And Dakota said they need to go to therapy or something. I can't.
Yeah. Or they were bickering back and forth, and Dakota like made a joke that they sounded like they need couples counseling, and Isabella took him seriously and was like, "We're going." So she takes Bobbie to this counseling office. They have an appointment with Dr. Russell Peabody III. I looked it up; that was his name. And
that's
Isabella thinks she knows everything about therapy and everything because she was a psychology student. Bobbie is completely against the entire idea of being there. And the doctor's just very blunt. Bobbie doesn't think she has anything she needs to fix. And Isabella wants to name her feelings so she doesn't have to feel them. And they both walk out after that.
It wasn't very much of a session.
It wasn't very much of a session. Now, later in the episode, this does actually start a conversation between the two of them, where Isabella's like, he was right. You don't think you have anything you need to fix or deal with. And I wanted to name my feelings, but not so I don't have to deal with them, but because naming my feelings helps me identify them, and then I can process them.
Which was good.
I know that I've been in therapy for a long time.
You know that feeling.
I know that feeling. But it turns into this conversation where it turns into being about Emmett. And Bobbie's like, I've forgiven Daddy. And, well, Isabella first says that she's forgiven Emmett, so why can't Bobbie? And Bobbie says because it isn't just about Emmett, it's about her dad. But she's forgiven her dad. And Isabella's like, well, how can you forgive him for something bigger? Because it's not about her dad, it's about what her dad did to her mom, Bobbie's mom. And then it turns into Bobbie revealing that she still has feelings for Emmett, obviously. She planned to tell him that she loved him. And Emmett, meanwhile, in this episode, has been trying to figure out how to break up with Monica.
So, yeah, he's calling Steve to help him about Monica. And then other people are overhearing, so Gabby overheard, and she's like, "Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go deal with something." She comes in. She's like, "Monica's my best friend," and they're like, "What? I thought Bobbie was your best friend." She's like,
"She says
I'm Bobbie's
she's Monica's best friend. Bobbie is her best friend. That's how it works. You can be that to people."
That's not how it works. You can have multiple best friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But some people think differently. But so Emmett's trying to how to break up with Monica because he doesn't feel those feelings. Like they kissed, but it wasn't.
He didn't feel anything.
He didn't feel anything. He just felt friendship.
Yeah. Monica clearly smitten with Emmett.
And
so
this is where we had the A plot,
B plot,
and then kind of...
And then it comes together at the end.
Yeah, which is the ones I like.
Yeah, I like the flow of this episode a lot better than the last episode.
Oh, I like the flow too.
And then Emmett's out having a nice dinner with Monica. Monica's just staring at him and so happy and telling Emmett he wants him to meet her mother. But then she says at her grave because her mother's dead. Emmett eventually just does what Dakota told him to do, which Steve claims he was going to tell Emmett to do, but doesn't get the credit for now because Dakota said it first, which was just be honest with her. And he tells Monica he wants to go back to being friends. And
he starts making sounds.
Cheri Oteri was brilliant in this episode. She starts making all these noises. Everybody pays attention to them because of the noises.
I was laughing because he's like, "Don't make those noises." So she's like,
so she just stops breathing. So he's like, "Okay, go ahead and make the noises."
Breathe.
Yeah. Then they're all at the tavern afterwards, and Emmett comes back from his date with Monica, and he's not happy. And
he feels awful.
He feels awful, and he goes into the kitchen, and Bobbie learns that he broke up with Monica, so she goes in there to talk to Emmett about the fact that she still has feelings for him. And this is when Emmett says, I broke that girl's heart, Bobbie, just like you broke mine.
I was like,
yeah. And he said he had a solid lifestyle before he started dating again. Wasn't too high, wasn't too low, it was just solid. And so he's decided he's done with romance. He's done with dating. And he just wants to be solid again. And Bobbie says, I want that for you too then. And leaves the kitchen to find Isabella standing there, and she's overheard everything. And she says, so what are you going to do? And Bobbie says the same thing he did for me. Give him time. And that's where we end the episode.
See, I knew it was going to be a cliffhanger, will they, won't they get together type of thing. They won't be together, but something was going to happen.
Yeah.
I think I said next season, possibly. And you wanted them to get back.
I was so mad they broke them up.
I know.
But, yeah.
I wasn't happy with it either. But it is the will they, won't they. You know, that's what keeps people coming back. So now we'll have to wait for next season. I'm glad there is a next season so we could see.
Yeah, thank God there's a next season.
They would have ended on this, I wouldn't have not been happy at Happy's Place.
I wouldn't have been happy about Happy's Place.
No, I wouldn't have been happy at all. But
overall, Brandy, what do you think about season 2 as a whole?
Season 2, it had its ups and downs. I mean, there was quite a few episodes that were not it for me.
I feel like especially in the back half of the season.
Yeah, the back half of the season.
When they started letting people write the series that haven't written since the beginning, which I'm not saying people aren't capable of doing, like coming in and writing an episode and like getting the characters, but when they started doing that, it felt off.
Yeah, some of the episodes, like I said, the episode before definitely felt off. Like I didn't like how that went. But hopefully we get back on the horse for next season, and we have better episodes than what we had the back half. So
yeah,
it, like I said, I love the show. I love the ensemble. I love the, when they all work together and it flows good. Like some of the episodes did not flow right for me, and it was. I did enjoy the last episode. Didn't enjoy the first one before it, but I did enjoy the last episode. Cheri Oteri, Eric Stonestreet.
Oh, that's not where we ended. You should Cheri Oteri again, which reminds me.
Oh, at the end.
We ended with Russell Peabody, played by the third, played by Eric Stonestreet, opening up his door for another counseling session. You think maybe it's Isabella or Bobbie coming in? No, it's Monica. Yeah. It's Cheri Oteri who comes in for couples counseling without a partner, says her boyfriend just broke up with her and she was hoping he could teach her how to get him back. And he says it's been a long week, but sure. And she just basically jumps onto the couch to lay down.
So that's why
it was brilliant.
That's why I think she's going to be back next season, hopefully. Maybe. I mean, I really enjoy her. And that's why I said maybe Eric Stonestreet might pop up again if they're working together to try to help her get her boyfriend back. That's not her boyfriend anymore, but
maybe
she's going to be back in there. God, do more inspections.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Or they could just drop that storyline entirely. We'll see.
Oh, but I do like Cheri Oteri, and she did flow with them when they were like friends and going out with them.
She fit in great.
I loved those episodes. I really liked that episode when she was hanging out with them, and she became, I guess she's Gabby's friend. So I would love her to come back.
I would love her to come back too. But we'll see.
Not to mess up Emmett and Bobbie.
Not to mess up Emmett
but
and Bobbie.
You have to have some conflict somewhere. So
if
it does, then we'll see how it goes. If they write it correctly, then it would probably be funny for me. So Cheri Oteri does do comedy pretty damn well, and I do enjoy her.
Yeah. Now, Eric Stonestreet did talk to NBC Insider about his episode. and he said he has a good feeling about Bobbie and Emmett's fate despite the setbacks of the end of the year. He says, I was just blown away by some of the realness of the dialogue between them and the beauty of things that they said to each other. They're showing what it's like to be an adult, be experienced in relationships, and know how to navigate treacherous waters in the most respectful and best way for them. So I have a good feeling for them. They better be together by the end of next season. I'm going to be really mad if they're not. So, yeah. That's season 2 of Happy's Place.
There's mixed up and downs, but I think I enjoyed more of it than I disliked of it.
I agree. I still love this show. Even with the episodes that I haven't really liked in the last few episodes, I still really love this show.
Listen, and I am hoping to go to a taping. Yeah. I really want to go to a taping of it and just see it in person. Ooh, let's make that happen. Anybody out there that's part of the show want to make that happen for
I really want to go to a taping too. We're going to have to figure out how that would be possible.
Yeah. Oh. Because like I told before, I've been to tapings before, and it's just the energy of seeing it live is different than watching it obviously on a show. But I would love to go see how they come together and pull off a show and stuff, because there's probably a lot of laughter.
And I've never seen anything like that, so it'd be cool to experience.
The energy is definitely different. Yeah. I think you'd really enjoy it.
Yeah. So everybody who's watching this, whether you are live with us right now, and thank you if you are, or watching this later, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our season 3 coverage of Happy's Place. Maybe Brandy and I will do like a predictions video or something before season 3 next year to see where we think it might go. But we will be back with season 3 reviews next year because we can't stop doing
Definitely this. Leave comments. Let us know what you thought of the last 2 episodes.
What did you think of these episodes?
The whole season as a whole?
What do you think of the season as a whole? Leave those in the comments below. We do read and respond to the comments when we get them. If it hasn't been an utterly crazy week, and somebody will respond to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will definitely like it and respond. I have responded before.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you thought, your favorite characters, like anything. Just let us know. Yeah. Anything we should do different on our show here with this?
Suggestions for us or anything, just let us know.
Don't be mean. Do not be like mean like you were, like they were to Isabella.
Don't be mean like they were to Isabella.
Don't make my Boston come out, all right? Do not make
it. Will. But if you want to see Brandy's Boston accent come out a little bit more, Massachusetts accent, you're not from Boston, come out a little bit more, join us on Sunday night at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern for our Real Housewives of Rhode Island season 5 review.
I like how you say Boston comes out, but we're watching Rhode Island show. Technically, I'm right there, and we're both the same accent because I'm literally right over the border of Rhode Island. So.
I could not tell the difference between a Rhode Island and a Massachusetts accent.
Because they sounded like me, right? When you were watching
them. They sound like you, yeah. I hate the Real Housewives of Rhode Island show.
But she's watching it.
But I'm watching it with Brandy because Brandy's my best friend, and this is what best friends do for each other. Just tune in on Sunday if you're at all interested in that. It looks like it's going to be interesting. I read the preview of it today. They go to an event. Rula's husband Brian's not wearing his wedding ring to the event. Like, it's a whole thing. So if you're interested in that at all, Sunday 7:30 Pacific, or catch it whenever on demand when we're done. We have a playlist for just season 2 episode reviews of Happy's Place. If you're interested in any of our previous reviews on this, you can go back and check those out. We have a playlist for season 1 as well. We've reviewed every episode of Happy's Place. Sometimes multiple episodes in an episode of this show, but we've reviewed every episode of Happy's Place.
We've been here since day 1.
Been here since day 1. We'll be here for season 3. Thank you once again for everyone who's joined us on this ride through season 2 of Happy's Place and through Happy's Place as a series. I love this show. I sincerely hope that the writing in season 3 is a little more consistent than it was towards the end of this season. But I can't wait to see it. I just hope we don't have to wait till November. That seems so far away.
I know, because we're in April.
Yeah. But we'll figure it out. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. Brandy, thank you for joining me
Thank
today
you.
and through the whole season. And
Come back with us on season 3.
Yeah, come back with us on season 3. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys.